Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just gonna do a story time. I just recently started my nursing new grad RN residency. Sorry about the lighting if you can't see me that good. And I just want to do a story time about my last day at the rehab because today is Tuesday and I had my last day on Friday. And me, like the dumb self I am, don't be like me. I tell you this all the time. Don't be like me. Don't pick up a double on your last day of working for a company because the day will be complete and utter poop. The day was poop. From beginning to the end, the day was poop. So I'm going to tell you guys, and you guys are going to crack up laughing at me. And, you know, just don't be like me. It is what it is. So I come in. First off, I worked the day before. So I worked Thursday. I worked all week, actually, last week. So I worked Monday through Friday. And Friday, I just happened to tell the woman that I would do a double. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I worked 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Though the day, I knew the day was going to be terrible just by how the day started. So I get to work and I look at this schedule. The schedule looks funny to begin with because for 3 to 11, each side has 2 nurses. And one side, I looked at the schedule and it just had 1 nurse for 3 to 11. So I'm like, I know she had asked me to do the double, but my name is not on schedule for a double. It's just a single. And the way nursing home works, I'm not moving carts. For example, if I'm in A cart on the south side, I don't want to move to B cart on the south side for 3 to 11 if I worked A cart, I don't know, north side. What did I say? North side. You know what I mean. So I'm not moving carts basically. If I'm doing a double, I need to stay on the same cart for the whole 16 hours. That's just me, you know? And I told the HR this. Well, not HR, the scheduler this when I told her I would stay. So I saw that on the schedule where my name was, so I was like, all right, cool. And I couldn't, the way the schedule was written, I wouldn't be able to stay on that cart later because that person would be doing a double and that's their cart. That's their cart. There's no way for me to move. So I started my shift. And around 8 o'clock, my director of nursing comes to me and she's like, Kat, can you stay? She was like, Kat, are you supposed to do a double today? I was like, I thought I was supposed to, but the schedule looks kind of off. And she's like, all right, hold on, let me come back to you. But I told her, I said, I'm not going to stay if I'm moving. So if you can work that out, I'll stay. And she's like, all right. An hour later, around 9 o'clock, I guess, I'll say 8:39 because I came in at 7. So 7, she came up to me around 8, 8:30, 8:45. She came to me and she's like, okay, you're going to move to the north side and I'm going to move the other person to the west side. North, west, south, east. I'm not trying to use the real term, but I'm going to use the real term. So basically, I was on the west side and the other person was on the east side where I was supposed to do my double. So she's like, okay, you finish that patient, give report, count the narcotics and everything, and they will give you the keys and all that. So I was like, all right, cool. So I finished my last patient, so I only did about like 4 beds or 4 people, and then they come, I get report, cool, and I give report, and then I get report, and he's like, oh, you have a transfer to the hospital. I'm like, what? Okay. So I go to the other side, I count, I get report, whatever, and they're like, yeah, you got a transfer to the hospital. Mind you, it's like 8:45, 9 o'clock now, so I'm like, no, you have a unit supervisor. The unit supervisor needs to take care of all of that because why? A, I'm being transferred from another side. B, I'm not finished with my medication administration for 9 a.m. And the third thing is this patient is not critical. This patient, I went in, I said hello. They said, I'm doing fine. I said, are you going to the hospital? He said, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to make it today to the hospital. I don't think they're really going to send me. I said, I will, but I'm busy doing my medication administration. You got to wait because, you know, that's more important than you being stable and wanting to go to the hospital per choice when there's nothing really wrong with you, you know? So he was like, all right, cool, no problem. Just keep me updated. I was like, all right, no problem. So the supervisor lets me know she's working on it. But you know how people are helping you, but they're really not helping you, or really not trying to help you? Because she's like, oh, I'm getting the stuff ready. And when I finished my medication administration, she's like, oh, I asked her, I said, what else do I need to do? She's like, oh, well, I haven't done the paperwork, or I haven't called the pickup transportation yet. And I'm like, so what did you do? I said, so then she went and she started, you know, working out the stuff, doing what she was supposed to be doing since the time I got transferred over there. Obviously, she didn't do it. Then, you know, this patient goes out, cool. So then around like 1 o'clock, I send another patient out to the hospital. Why? Because his suprapubic is not working. It's clogged. The patient was fine, asymptomatic, no distension, nothing like that. But the patient's suprapubic catheter, which urine, you know, comes out of, was clogged. So you can't keep this patient like this. They need to be able to empty their bladder. So I had to send that patient out. So that's two transfers to the hospital, right, guys? Keeping track. So then, cool. I do the transportation. I do the paperwork. Boom, 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 boom. I'm feeling cool. So then I finished that. 3 o'clock hits. You know, normal day is normal. Everything continues. 3 o'clock. I'm good. I'm set. I took a 15-minute break. I'm good. I didn't even take a 30 because it was so busy. 3 o'clock hits. Why did my psych patient want to start acting up? At 3 o'clock, why did my psych patient want to start acting up? And I had nothing PRN for this patient. That's the funny thing. This patient had something scheduled 9 a.m., 9 p.m. Nothing in between for psych. So I'm like, oh my gosh. This person was trying to get up. This person was trying to walk. This patient was starting to get combative and aggressive. I'm like, what the heck is going on? This patient's like, you need to get out of my room. You need to get out of my apartment. Trying to hit me. I don't know. I didn't know what to say. I really didn't know what to say. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on today? Because today must be a day in hell, because maybe it's a full moon. I'm like, maybe it's a full moon tonight, because something is going on with these patients. These patients is a little cry today. And so after that, guess what? Like, when it got to the point where I could not anymore, because this patient all day had her, she had a personal aide with her that whole day, like 1-to-1. And 3 o'clock, it's a new shift. That person's leaving, and they didn't have a personal aide for her. So up until 4 o'clock or 4:30, me and this aide are like literally watching this patient like a hawk. We can't move. We can't do anything because this patient will try to get up. I was losing my mind. So imagine, my second shift started at 4:30. I'm dealing with this one psych patient that will not listen, that's non-cooperative, that won't take any medication. You tried all the interventions you could, and there's still nothing coming out of it, right? So eventually got to the point where the patient was just doing too much, and eventually the director was like, send that person out, right? And so I sent the person out. So what is that? That's three transfers to the hospital within what? 10 hours, 12 hours? That shit was so wild. And then after that, I finally calmed myself down. And then no, that wasn't all. That same day, thank God, I do my job to the best of my ability, because if I would have not checked one of my patient's blood sugar at that moment, my patient's blood sugar was 47. That patient was able to come to me and say, nurse, can you check my sugar right now? I feel like it's low. And they were still able to talk and all this stuff. And I checked it was 47. I ran to the cafeteria, got some juice, got some sugar, gave the patient. After I gave them like two juices, I checked it again. It was like 79 or 76. But for that patient, it was still low. So I was like, all right, cool, let's go eat. So I took that patient myself, brought them to the dining room, gave them another juice, made sure they were okay before I left to go, deal with this patient that's not letting me live. Guys, do not go and do a double on your last day of work, because jobs just have a way of showing out. That night, I had an admission I was supposed to help with. At that point, I was done. I was done. Nobody could tell me nothing. I said, because at first I was going to go to that job like as needed to make some extra money while in the residency. But now, I'm not going back. No. Thank you. I enjoy you guys. I miss all my residents. I love rehab nursing so much. But when God is trying to tell you something, you need to listen. Because if not, you will end up in a situation like me. And don't be like me, guys. I promise you, don't be like me. So, anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and, appreciated it. So, until later. Bye, guys.